Jimmy D, man. Hip hop was good, man. We here with another episode, man, of On Deck with Deme. I'm your host, Deme D, Mr. Everywhere, You Never There. And I got a good one for you guys today, especially you guys who love beats, who don't really care about lyrics. I got one of the leaders of the sound of the last decade, worked with some of the favorite artists, some of the best lyricists of the last decade as well. We got my guy here, man, Vado.
Like a Michael Phelps, Filipino women, I'm flipping through.
Yeah, they never notice the general. They get your doggy tags, now the moments is memorable.
Lay low and popped up. What's good with you? Bills due, my girl knocked up. Fuck a 17, we was clocked up. Was doing right, then turn left.
Limey and clinks, but the armor don't chink. Do a transition from fish market to Philippe's. What I look like.
Off every drug, but I'm functional. Black, I'm never punctual.
You already know, man.
Boy,
What's good, fam? Thank you for
Cool,
coming through.
For sure,
On
no
Deck with
problem.
Deme, man.
Definitely.
And like I said, man, you let him know he's a producer. You know, matter of fact, just give him a little slide intro real quick.
Definitely, I'm producer from Harlem. Work with damn near everybody up and coming from New York, upstate, the city. You know what I mean? Bunch of cats all over.
Okay, yeah, I see you making the rounds, man.
For sure.
So I'm gonna start off with what I start every guest off with. What does hip hop mean to you? Because you put in some work too. You've been in
For sure.
at least a decade. I know it could be longer.
A little over a decade.
Over a decade.
Hip hop for me, man, I would have to say everything. For me, it's like a lifestyle. Like,
Definitely.
it's how we wake up, how we dress. Everything that's in your day. It's everything for me. For sure.
Word. Nah, no doubt, no doubt. So, again, you're a producer, just so we're clear, because you're the first producer on here. And I thank you again. Yeah, you're the first producer on here. I had a couple of lyricists on here, so
Yeah.
we're gonna start with that, man. How did you get into the producer lane as opposed to being a rapper? Did you have like musicians in your family? Music was in your family?
My father was a DJ, so he always had records around me. Always had music equipment.
Dope.
Since like way back, like early '90s and shit. But I didn't know what I want. I know I wanted to do music as a kid, but I didn't know if I wanted to rap or make beats.
When you say kid, what age we talking around?
I'm talking about teens. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Going to high school, like trying to figure out like what's gonna be next. I was the kid that had like every mixtape, every case,
Yeah, I
every
can relate. I
clue.
can relate.
I was telling my homies you should rap on this beat. You know what I'm saying? I was always like into beats, but I just didn't know I was gonna make beats. What made me start making beats is I moved to Virginia.
Okay.
I moved down south and shit, and it was kind
This
of
is like around what time frame?
this is like last year, high school, maybe junior year, and it was so slow out there for me. Like I'm like I gotta get into something.
Coming from Harlem to
Coming from
Virginia?
Harlem,
Come on, man.
It's a major change. So
That's a major change.
exactly. Around that time, I was making beats on the PS2.
I see a lot of people.
Who said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a game called the Music Maker, and I started fucking around with it. Just making CDs, sending it back to Harlem, and it was like, yo, you got some shit.
Off the PS2.
Off the PS2.
Dope.
That's how it originally started. Word.
Okay, so that kind of leads into one of the questions I have for you.
Okay.
But I'm gonna hold that one down.
All right.
First, I want to get to what was some of your favorite rappers on the coming, because I know you weren't saying that you were thinking about being in it like hardcore, but who were you
At
listening
that time, I was, heavy on the locks.
to? Of course, LOX.
LOX heavy, Beanie Siegel, Rockefeller, all the street shits that was like, DMX, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Big
all the
Pun,
hardcore
like
shit.
all the, Norries, you know what I mean? Like all the golden era. You know what I mean? Nas.
Of course, Esco. But on a quick side note, I was just talking to my man off camera too about the locks. Like, can you believe it's been 25 years and they still spitting fire?
Yeah, man.
That shit
That's my favorite group of all time. So.
Yo, I'm like, shout out to the locks though, man.
For sure.
So does that play into your sound as far as the type of rappers you like coming up, as far as what you make?
Yeah, I would say so.
To a certain degree?
Because when I'm making beats, like, I always picture somebody rapping on it. You know what I mean? That's how I be pitching the beats. Like when I'm done with it, like I can hear a certain flow to it.
Got you.
So I know who to send it to. Yeah. Shout out to the Locks. So I did a joint for them called The Family. on like I think 2 albums back. It was their single, Drink Up the Family.
What's the one? That's the one with like 6 joints on it, like 7 joints on it.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yep. I did the single to that.
Yeah, shout out to the Locks, man, still holding it down. And I'm like,
For
now,
sure.
just to jump on that real quick, pause. How'd that feel like listening to the Locks? Because I heard you say it, but I'm like, I ain't registered that real quick.
Right, I mean,
You listening to the Locks and now you place the beat with
it
that.
was crazy, bro. Like, it was crazy. I made that beat. I was chilling with my cousin in his crib. I made that beat. And then one of my homies that fucks with them heavy, he was like, yo, they looking for beats right now.
That's crazy.
Sent the joint and SP jumped on it right away. So that was like, amazing for me. I grew up both of them, so for sure.
Now, when your man say he knew them, was you like, oh yeah, was it one of those, or you was like, oh,
nah, I knew
he was.
I knew he fucked with them because he produced a couple joints for them.
Oh, he's a producer too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so you knew it was up.
For sure, I know it was official.
Nah, that's what's up, man. What was your first step though, as far as to getting the process started? Like now we're talking from scratch. You ain't making nothing. What was your first step? Getting equipment, research, checking other producers.
I was still working on the PS2, but I had a homie back that he lived in Harlem and shit. He was making beats too. He was rhyming and making beats.
Okay.
And he was just putting me on to certain little tips and shit. Like I would send beats up. We kind of formed a group. Like he would make beats, I would make beats. And my first step of getting in the door, he was working with Jay Mills.
Nice.
At the time. So I'm like, yo, I know I had to come back to New York because ain't nothing popping in VA.
You sending everything back,
Exactly.
talking to everybody over here.
Exactly. So I came back and started working with Mills and Vado at the time.
Shout out to Slum.
Slum. Shout out to Slum.
Shout out to Slum.
For sure.
Word. So, I mean, so what? When you say you were sending the beats off the PS2, like it got to the point where, cause you already said they was fucking with you, but it got to the point where you're like, oh, hi, niggas is really fucking with me, like.
Yeah, it got to the point I was selling beats in school. I was selling beats for $10, $20 in school.
Okay, so you already.
Yeah, I was fake hustling my shit.
Nah, that's real hustling.
Real hustling.
That's real hustling.
Real hustling.
Making bread, like putting the work in.
Yeah, but I knew like to get to another kind of level, I gotta move back. You know what I'm saying? I gotta network. So.
Especially you see us moving out here.
Right.
And you moving too. So shout out to that hustle though, man.
For sure.
So how long would you say before you felt? Because right now I know you got to be feeling good. You just a teenager still? You selling the beats?
Like 19, 20.
Okay, so I know you got to be feeling good. This is off the PS.
Yeah.
Shit moving.
Yeah, everything's exciting.
Shit is exciting. I know you feeling good.
Shit, yeah.
So at what point though do you feel like you really good and you like, all right, man, now, or were you there at that point already?
Nah, I definitely wasn't at that point. I know I still had to hustle more. Like, I wasn't known like that. My joints wasn't really out there. Like, I say like once I started working with Vado, around 2009, 2010, that's when I had a joint with him that's, people started hearing about. I did the Launch on the Streets joint.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how'd that transpire? Because I know a lot of people they always want that look, but they don't understand, how sometimes, how it connects. Like even how you got with the Locks, how you said, your man knew somebody, like sometimes you gotta meet people.
Yeah, you gotta definitely get out and meet people. Around that time, like with Vado, I already knew him like in the street. Okay. And he was buzzing in Harlem, so I was working with him before he got with Killer, before he got with Cam.
Oh, okay, so you was all right.
I was already working with him since 2007. Like we started working, and when he got with Cam around 2010, I'm like, I had that beat in the stash. I'm like, now's the perfect time to give it to him. And boom, that's how that happened.
I mean, so how was at that time? He was already known in that.
He was known like locally, like his name was buzzing. Like everybody know him from fucking with Mills and shit like that. But he was on like mad ciphers, freestyle shit. He was definitely buzzing. Okay,
because for me, I only saw like one thing before I seen him with Cam, so that's dope to hear that. Yeah, he was already. Yeah,
look us up, Vado and Vado. We got a bunch of work together even before he got with Killer.
Okay, now check that out though, man. Vado, shout out to Slime too, now, man. Word up. So, what was when you decided to upgrade? What was the equipment? Or what was the program or the tour or that you?
Yeah, around that time, I got off the PS2. I found out about Fruity Loops. My man had it on his computer.
Okay. I know a lot of people use that.
Right. He showed me like the basics, and then I just ran with it. You know, so before I even moved back, I was already on Fruity Loops.
Oh, okay.
You know
Before
I moved back from
so
New
you
York.
came back with a plan then. You
Type
came
shit,
back,
Upgraded.
network.
Just locked in. For sure.
All right, that's what's up, man.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, you're taking a chance. I just want to illustrate that to the people and anyone who's on the come up and anyone watching. At this point, you're still taking a chance. You move back to over here.
Definitely taking a big chance.
Taking
You know
a
what I'm
big
saying? It's not guaranteed shit gonna work. You know, for me, I just put my all into it. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew like I wasn't gonna get a regular 9 to 5 from early, so I basically put my all into it, and it's definitely not easy.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I want to talk about these stories because we kind of like casually. It's like
casually.
We like Vado Kiss, and it's like style. It's like nah.
It's a lot of grinding, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
all right. So it's like, and I want you to be appreciated too.
For sure.
So like I said again, that's you took a chance. You put your all into it, and people gotta understand. Like sometimes it's all or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but back to your art, and I really feel like you treat it that way.
Yeah.
How would you describe, or what do you say some of your sounds are? Because I see you have different sounds.
Yeah.
So what would you, if you had to tell somebody what your sound is, or what majority of your sound may be?
I would say it's like a blend between like, the classic shit that I like from the golden era, and a glimpse of what's going on today as far as with the 808, the trap shit. So
yeah.
I dip and dabble in both.
I was gonna ask that if you do you prefer more up tempo stuff, or do you prefer more slow pace, or whatever the mood?
Whatever the mood brings. Like I'm heavy on samples. Like I be digging for samples all day. So whatever the sample mood is,
Okay, I was actually gonna ask you about that. So is it do you also play, or do you also use, like, I know there's programs like Reasons and shit like that, like?
Nah, I don't play any music, but I go off of air. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm using Fruity Loops. I have a couple keyboards, some hardware stuff.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I know we spoke on your different styles, but is there any time, is it always like a go with the flow thing, or are there times that you go in like, today I wanna, you got a mindset of?
Well, lately for me, the past couple years, 2-3 years, I've been producing whole albums. So it depends on the artist.
Yeah, and I want to touch on that too, and I think that's dope, man, for real. And I see, he was here when Willie was here, and he was saying, a lot of people saying they've been doing that. I don't know who been doing it, but I see that's the new, I won't say new, but I see that's what's going on right now.
That's what's popping right now. Yeah. It's definitely, people opened up the lane for it more, but it's people that been doing this that never really stopped. You know what I'm saying? Since like early 2000s.
Yeah.
So I definitely been on that wave. Been making that kind of music. Street. Classic hip hop shit.
Yeah, I mean it's still relative.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's funny you say that because now it comes to my mind. Who's one of the people that said it was Bamz, and I know you and Bamz did
Bamz did that whole album called Sidewalk.
Shout out to Bamz, man.
Shout out to Bodega, man. I seen you interviewed him.
Yeah, shout out my guy, man.
Yeah, that's my boy. Me and Bamz actually grew up together.
Oh yeah.
We from the same hood, so yeah, me and him we did a whole project called Sidewalk Exec in 2015.
So it's fire.
Yeah, that dropped on Duck Down Records. So
that I didn't know. He was telling me something about that. Okay, that shit was fire. That shit was fire.
Yeah, like so, like after working with Vado, I'm like, I could keep trying to get placements with these big artists, or I could just start producing my own albums with an artist. So
that's how that.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I ran with. Since 2015, 2014, so.
Yeah, I see it kind of escalated from there, your projects, we're going to get into that.
For sure.
So you touched on something I was going to speak on as far as the placements, like, so I guess that's your mindset, because I was going to ask, like, at what point are you feeling confident as far as, like, this is going to be your career? Is it the amount of placements or who you placing with? But I see you.
It's both. It could be the amount or who you placing with. Sometimes you could get one big placement and you out of here.
Sitting, right?
Yeah. But me, like, the big placements is good, and I love to get a placement, but I also love finding a new artist and producing the whole project. Like, that's my formula.
Yeah, and I see that shit is working well. We were speaking off camera about some of the artists that you work with. Since I gotta shout them out since they from Jersey, got a whole Jersey down. One more time, it's Dash and
My man Wretch.
Dash and Reg, man, shout out to them.
Love a bitch that pay attention for the mother punch. Youngest said that he used these, so we went and bought us some other guns. The fronts are crazy. Fucked on and got out in Miami Beach. It's like a burger dope. Surgical like I'm through housing. Crash the browser. When I drop, niggas getting sour. Smile more. These niggas cowards with their phones off. Cut the stove on.
Screw around with thugs, so track, try and duck. Buzz fed, quit selling, being dumb. If I'm going broke, I'm really shit.
So you've done whole projects with them.
I've done a whole project with my man Dash called 5 Deadly Venoms. Came out last summer. And I got a whole album with my man Wretch. That's complete. I'm just waiting on the label to drop it. And yeah.
Shout out to them, man.
Yeah,
shout out to Jersey.
Shout out to Jersey.
So we speaking on the collabs, the collab albums. I mean, so how do they come about with artists? I know you said you like to work with fresh talent. This is something you've been doing, but how do they come about as far as like, let's say, okay, you grew up with Bamz, so that's kind of like organic.
Yeah, that one was organic. Me and Bamz, we went to the same elementary school.
This is what I'm saying. So how would it work with like someone like who've done so many different people? I don't want to say Willie because that's so obvious and shit, but
same thing with Willie. After doing joints on his tapes for years, we just gained chemistry, and that's my man in real life. So it's like,
yeah, it's like
it's no problem to do something with him, for sure.
So do you reach out to them, or has there been artists that reach out to you like, yo, I think we should?
It's been artists who I found out about. For example, this one kid I did a project with, his name is Adonis.
Sexually, had to check the niggas next to me, cause niggas know I got the recipe. If I don't know you, then don't lecture me. Fuck with real niggas heavily.
He's from Long Beach, Cali.
Okay, that name sounds familiar.
And I found out about him through this A&R. Shout out to my man Baby Shad. He sent me a link of his music. Heard it, I'm like, yo, this nigga's fire. Like, I hit him up immediately, did a joint. We just kept doing more, and there you have it. You know what I mean? You got a whole project. Yeah.
I want to run down too. There's so many questions I want to ask, and I want so much shit I want to be on camera. So, like I said, if they don't know, now they fucking know, and the people who do know, could get appreciative and get excited about it. But I want to just run down some of the artists that you've done the collab albums with to complete joints. So it's been Bamz.
It's been Ito. Shout out to my boy E.
Yeah, we gotta speak on him too.
For sure. Did a whole plate with Dark Low in Philly.
Dark Low, gotta speak. Yeah, that shit was. Whew.
Yeah, he's crazy, man.
I do you wrong for the right reasons. Won't steer you wrong. This a night you bleeding.
Stay out the pool, don't let water get on your started. Chain, something on your neck, no gun. You should've bought it brain.
What year was that site?
That was 2018.
Okay, but I knew that was recent.
Yeah, that project's called Timeless.
Okay. Oh, you and Riggs have a whole project.
Yeah, we have a whole project called Calculated. That dropped, I believe 2017. Number 2017.
Okay.
I did a plate with Ito and Willie together.
That shit is fire. I stay on rotation.
Well, so and then I put my own projects out with just various artists, like a compilation. So I got a couple of those.
Yeah, I seen a couple of how many you have of those? I thought I saw 3. I know I heard
maybe
one.
4, 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I got catching up to do, and y'all got some catching up to do.
For sure. I definitely got over 10 projects that's out. You know what I mean? You could look me up, for sure.
So how was that though, putting together your joints though? How was that?
Those, man, those come kind of easy because like a lot of times artists come to my stew and we'll bang out 5, 6 songs.
And you're more on the director see, or is it always like that anyway?
I'm more directing things, like I'm hands-on with shit. If we don't use a verse or something for their project or the project we're doing together, I have an extra joint sitting.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Or I might just hit them like, yo, I'm working on a tape. You know what I mean? I need a verse from you.
Why not?
For sure.
Nah, that's dope, right? So what we spoke off camera too with Ito. So I mean, you told me how you met, but just one more time for them. How did you formerly Lil Ito?
formerly Lil Ito, now Ito.
Nah, Ito.
Sleeping at awake, yelling out a eulogy. My heart was in the garden, a Yankee fitted. 86 it, niggas could never do it the way we did it.
Yeah, we met because like around the time like 2007, 2008, I was doing joints for Ransom.
Shout out to Ransom. Just dropped some shit too with the director's cut. I think
Yeah, with Nicholas Craven. That shit crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. I did a joint for Ransom called Funeral back in 08. And I was listening to his whole tape, and he had this other rapper on the song with him called More Money to Count. I'm like, Rand is killing it, but who's this other dude? They didn't have no name on it or nothing. So this is like, you know, MySpace era type shit.
This is when it's really grinding.
Right. I came across Ito Page. I didn't even know if it was him, but the voice sounded the same. And I just hit him up like, yo, you the same dude that was on this Ransom track? He was like, yeah, that's me. And from then on, we was just doing joints. We did a joint called New Crack Era.
That shit was fire.
Yeah, like way back we did that joint 08.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I never heard nobody that's spitting like this before.
Got a distinctive voice. It's dope. He got
it.
You know what I mean?
Wordplay crazy.
Wordplay is dope.
And yeah, that's been my man ever since. So that's how we started. We was doing joints for damn near 10 years before we dropped our whole full project called Murder the Film. That dropped in 2017.
Dope. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Cause you know how we see it, you know, like when it's on camera, especially when you don't know the backstory. I just thought, you know, y'all just did a video together and shit. But
hell no, it's history. Like,
that's dope.
That's why the music sounds so good too, because it's,
I can see that.
You know what I mean? It's history. Like we done did countless amount of joints. You know, so when people started getting familiar with like Griselda 2015, 2016, I'm like, yo, that's perfect for us to drop our own project and, you know, get niggas familiar with us since we've been doing it. You know what I mean?
What's the city though too he rapped though? Shout out to
Rochester.
Rochester.
Upstate New York. Shout out to Rochester, man.
Yeah, word.
Sure.
I want to speak on to how a lot of these connections that you made. I see it's been a lot of reaching out on your end. You know, a lot of grinding on your end, and I want to point that out. That's why I like to have artists here too, because a lot of people on the come up, whatever they're doing, whether it's producing, rapping, photography, they have this assumption that they shouldn't have to reach out, or they shouldn't have to follow up. So that I kind of lost a train of thought for a second, but I really want to point that out. A lot of the shit you just said is you also reaching out.
Yeah.
Even the people who weren't even on a I guess a star status level or a high level.
Yeah, because to me, that shit, it don't really matter. You know what I mean? Like, if nobody knows you or some, you know what I mean? If it's dope, I'm going to reach out. You know what I mean? Like, the people I named, they made me reach out to them because I haven't heard nobody that sounded.
And that's dope. That's another thing people need to hear, that they made you want to reach out too.
Right, yeah, the music was good. But it's been the opposite way too. Like, me and Westside Gun, like, he reached out to me on Twitter.
Okay.
And we linked up, and everything was good from there. We did some joints too.
That's what I'm saying. It's all part of the game. You showing improving. You came through on Deck Wit Deme. You know what I mean? You showing me love, so you know.
Like, I see you grinding, like, you know what I mean? I like the interview you did with Willie. There was some good questions.
Look, that's coming soon too. That's coming soon.
I could tell you really tapped in.
Yeah, man. Listen, I love this shit, man. And I just appreciate, you know, a lot of what y'all doing, even if I feel like it should be on a bigger scale, or at least more people should know it, especially people like me. There's a lot of people like me that love this shit, but you know, the game changed so much and the access shit so fast, so they might not be able to keep up.
Right.
So, you know, I just want to spread that word right there.
Right, appreciate it too.
Word.
Appreciate it.
So, I mean, you named a lot of the projects, man. Most of them shits is fire. Most of the reception I see from you, for all the hip hop lovers, is, you know, they love this shit. But what I want to know, is there a collab project, you know, that you did, and it was like, damn, we done already? Like, it just was like,
I would have to say that with Dark Glow project, Timeless.
That shit is cracked too.
Appreciate it. Yeah, he records fast. You know what I mean? So I was just sending them joints, and he was sending them shits back. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Check that out, man. Shout out to Dark Glow,
yeah,
Timeless.
Free
I'm about to say you down right now, right? Yeah, you already know.
Dark Glow,
you already know.
Or,
but so when With the when you do the collabs though, because I want to stick to that because you have a lot of those. Do you always get a chance to be in the sessions together, or is it sometimes you got to ship it? I know everybody's schedules be crazy.
It's like half and half. Like, you know, for the people that's on the East Coast, like, they pull up to my stool. You know what I mean? They pull up to the stool. We just bang the joints out there. If they not in New York, you know, they could, you know, send me the verses back. I definitely like having all the sessions with me because I could, you know, really dig into the beat after that. You know what I mean? Once I got the vocals, I could shake the beat around, you know, the vocals better, for sure.
Okay, so my last question, as far as the producing, I know, you know, especially at this point in the game, I know you're confident in your style. I know you kind of one of the trendsetters, especially like I said with a lot of people we named. Are you paying attention to what other producers are doing, or as far or even looking at trying to get into this so-called, I guess, mainstream sound, or you already have your? Because like I said, what you do is definitely I consider it art as far as how you're approaching it.
For sure.
So there's a lot of originality, diversity in it. So I know you.
Yeah, I'm definitely tapped into the you know, producers who I'm a fan of. You know what I mean? I'm always looking for whatever Alchemist drops.
Yeah, shout out to ALC, man.
Yeah, he's
it.
He the GOAT. My man Beat Butcher. He's from the UK, but he's based out in LA right now.
He's doing. I mean,
he does a lot of shit for Griselda.
Okay, I know that name.
The whole album with Derringer.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know that name. He got some fire.
Beat Butcher. He also started with me and Etho, producing for Etho like way back.
Nice.
Because when I heard Etho's album, I'm like, who's doing these beats? And Beat Butcher was doing all the beats, and then, you know, it's like
see
family.
How shit come full circle, like that's dope.
I like what DJ Muggs is doing too. You know.
Yeah, he just did some shit. He got some shit with Etho too. That was crazy too.
Yeah,
so,
fire.
Muggs been doing it a long time, you know.
For sure.
Shout out to Muggs, man, the legendary Muggs, Soul Assassins.
For sure. Shout out to Muggs, man. Bunch of producers though on the come up too that I'm tapped in with. You know what I mean?
Is there any producer you want to give some light right now on the come up? So shout out one person, give him some light.
Shout out to my man Shoop. He from Rochester. My boy D Polo.
Nice.
He's down with my team called Serious Sounds. Derringer, my guy Derringer. Bunch of people, man. Some people y'all never heard of. MP Williams is my boy. My man Motif.
Shout out to the producers, man.
Shout out to the producers, man.
Definitely need fresh ears and fresh eyes. So shout out to everybody on the come up.
For sure.
So what's the most current thing you working on now? I know you got something with Willie. Is that the most current thing you trying to put out?
Me and Willie, we almost done with our project. I say we like 90% in. Probably waiting on one more feature and probably cook up 1 or 2 more joints and we'll be done.
Okay.
And we're gonna start working on Heather Grade 2. That's with him and Etho together.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to both. Shout out to TCP.
For sure.
Both of them.
I got a project that's coming out September 4th. It's with a UK artist. His name is Lord Apex.
Okay.
Pretty dope. We dropped a single.
September 4th?
Yeah, the full play.
What's the name of it?
It's called Supply and Demand.
Supply and Demand. Make sure y'all look out for that. I know.
Tune into that.
Word up. So I'm just dip into your hip hop opinions right now with a couple of questions for you. You know what I mean? Being that you're honorary Harlem guy, I'm gonna ask, what is Cameron's best produced album? If you need 2, then you can give me 2. What is Cameron's?
2? I can give you 2 for sure.
All right, give me Cameron's best 2 produced albums.
I'm gonna have to go with SDE and Come Home With Me.
Come Home With Me?
Yeah, that's when he stepped up to the big boy levels. You know what I mean? He got Kanye just played, so yeah.
Yeah, he had that. It comes a couple of Killer Blaze joints.
Yeah,
so you
the
got
production on that album, crazy.
It was what's the one? That's my girl. That's my world. Oh no.
Oh no. What's the name of that?
That beat was that do.
Yeah, that was fire.
That shit was
the Just Blaze joint with Jewels.
Oh, nah.
That was, losing weight.
The rock shit.
Yeah.
The shit with Hov, but yeah, nah. So
as far as production,
yeah, we talking production, people. We talking production.
And,
so
and SDE, that had all the grimy joints on there.
Oh man.
Had the joint with Dutch and Spade.
Where I'm from.
That's when he was fucking with Digger.
Yeah, 6 figures. Shout out to 6 figures, B. Yo,
Yeah.
Violence, that shit with ODB was fire.
Yeah.
You got some
Six
shit.
Figure Digger, man, definitely
Word.
slept on. He's one of the greats.
Yeah, he definitely is held down for the city too, man. You already
For sure.
know.
Shout out to him. But yeah, those 2 albums.
Those
my favorite.
SDE and Come Home With Me. Yo, salute to
Definitely.
Cam. Killer, what up?
Shout out to the first album too, Confessions of Fire.
Confessions of Fire. That shit got my shit with him and Nori. That was my shit.
Glory, yeah.
Word,
You
word.
already know.
So I come to you, man. I'm a producer, and I say, well, you know what, executive. You know, guys who gotta just put shit together. I'm not making the beat.
Right.
I come to you and I'm like, yo, I need a collab joint, man, and just throw in whatever 4 MCs you want. I don't care. Just come with this collab joint. I just need 4 MCs. Who are the 4 that's coming on Demi D's collab?
I'm picking them.
You picking them.
I'm gonna have to go with my man Ito.
I knew Ito. Come on. I don't know why he's throwing it though. Ito on there.
Dog Low.
Woo! Philly, what up, man?
Dog Low. Benny. And either Willie or Rock Marcy. I had to go with it. Now I gotta go with Willie.
Got you? I was saying, look who you sitting next to, man. Throw Willie on there.
Go with Willie.
Alright, so that's a nice combo though. We got Ito, Dark Low, Willie, and who was the 4th?
Benny.
Benny, yo, salute to Benny too, man.
doing
That's
his
the
thing.
guy. Yeah, that's the guy right now.
Yeah, shout out to Ben.
So I'm gonna put you in another tough spot. Don't worry, we only got a few more questions,
You
B.
good, you good.
Your top 5, no, not even your top 5, your favorite 5 producers. Not even just your favorite 5.
My personal favorite.
Your personal
'cause you know,
favorite
it's
5.
Personal, then
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
why I'm like, let me clarify that.
Definitely Alchemist, Havoc.
Ooh, you can salute to you.
Come
See,
on.
I knew there was a reason you was on the show,
Come
man.
on,
I knew there was a reason.
Havoc. My man High Tech, he slept on.
I was just talking about him the other day. I literally just talking about him on Twitter. Dope. Salute to with Cincinnati in the house.
It's so much people.
It's a lot of people, man.
Early,
It's no slight to nobody. It's just your favorites.
Early Kanye.
Definitely.
The last 2 either Pharrell or Tim.
And what's crazy, I wanted to make you ask between them 2. But I'm like, I came with a different question.
It's hard to say, man, because Pharrell's amazing and Tim, it's like equal. It's equal.
It's equal. So salute to those producers. A lot of them my favorites too. You know what I mean? We got ALC, we got Havoc, we got High Tech. We said Neptunes and Tim.
Yeah.
We left somebody out.
I left a lot of people out, man.
Now that you
Swiss.
just named though, yo, we said early Kanye.
Yeah, early Kanye.
Yo, I don't mention Swiss. I snuck that in there. Swiss is in. Shout out to Swiss. He just had that hot lock shit with DMX.
Yeah.
But who's your favorite producer rapper?
Favorite producer, rapper.
Your favorite producer rapper, man. I'm curious for this one though.
That's a hard
Yeah,
one.
I know, man. That's a tough one. There's some legit people, different eras too.
Who's doing it right now?
Right now.
That's rapping and producing.
Nah, you're gonna have to go back with that one. Yeah,
I
can't
don't want to
think
get
of-
a generic Kanye. I don't want to get a.
You could say somebody from Mobb Deep. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Nah, but I don't know who's out right now though. That's really.
That's doing
What, Big
both.
Crit? You got J. Cole.
I gotta go with Have.
You going with Have?
Yeah.
All right, well, salute, man. Have you well respected, man. I'm gonna be in this
man.
bitch, man. So, my last question, we're gonna close it out, man. What is your roll up of choice?
Yo, I've been smoking some gas lately, man. I think the slushy shit got it right now.
That's what it is right now?
For me, yeah. That's what it is. Slushy, Money Bag, yo, Runts is good money.
Somebody was telling me about those runs.
Yeah, those 2 got it right now.
Alright, hip hop. Well, you heard it here first with the guy,
My God.
V Don. Yo, salute to you.
Salute
Know what
to
I mean?
you, bro.
Make
Thanks
sure
for
you got
having me.
chime in. Let the people know, where they could follow you, where they could, check more your music.
Instagram and Twitter, Vdon Sounds. That's VDON SOUNDZ. That's on all social media. Tap in with me, man.
You already
know.
catch up, man. Salute, man.
Salute.